Welcome back to Let's Play Little Busters. Yeah! Seriously, why? Since well, it wasn't even a full 24 hours ago, so I can't even say it was yesterday. But now I think I'm coming down with a cold. You know that distinct sore throat that forms when you have a cold and you're just like, and I got a headache and I'm like, and like, here I am recording anyway. Now, before we actually start, let's address the, well, it's not really an elephant in the room, is it really? This CG. Right. Now, to my surprise, I was like, okay. I remember, like, you know, playing Little Busters back in the day over a decade ago. I played the regular version of Little Busters, which was the first version of Little Busters, which didn't have those scenes, right? No real nudity. It's like, I think this scene must have been, this CG must have been in there because, you know, she isn't nude, but you know, she's kind of like, yeah. So it's basically the equivalent of that time where he met her on the roof and he saw parts of her, like part of her underwear or something like that. It's basically that. That's what the shot is, the CG here. But I noticed there's actually a version of this CG. I'm not sure if it's legit or not, but it looks like it. There's just got nothing on there. And I'm just like, is that like exclusive to the, you know, what was it, Little Busters Ecstasy version? That's the one that added in the refrain and stuff, right? And of course, those scenes. If so, it makes a lot more sense where it's zoomed in, but you know what would have made more sense? Just replace the CG with the more safer option, you know? Because damn, man, what the hell, Key? And what the hell, Haruka as well? Because, you know, if it's, you know, the CG where it's like she's still got her underwear on at least, that makes Haruka, you know, come across as a, you know, a bit of a dick move, you know? Just like, your friend is getting dressed, and you're just like, I'm going to humiliate them by saying, Riki, you can come in. But if they completely don't even have that, that's even worse. Haruka, you're a douche. How could you do such a thing? On top of that, you know how I translated some of Haruka's dialogue? I mean, I didn't translate it on the spot, obviously I did it in editing, because, you know, a bit more trial and error there. I can't remember what you said, Mahino Wanko something, right? And the translation in the novel was something like, you know, referring to Cood as like a boobless doggy or something like that. And I couldn't figure out what Wanku means, because if you just type into Google Translate, you don't really get a result. And if you type out in katakana, you still don't get really anything from it. But when I type doggy into Google Translate, it translated as Wan-chan. So I assume that is what Wanku is meaning in that sentence. It's basically saying doggy, but adding ku at the end instead of chan, I guess. It's kind of weird how some words in Japanese can kind of be altered like that. I've noticed that quite a bit. But it just sounds wrong though, isn't it? It's like, okay, Wan-chan, okay. We say Wanku and it's just like, it sounds like you're saying wank. It's like, what the hell? Oh, if only I could rest, but we must wander. Seeking a strong opponent, I wander around the campus. Oh, we can actually challenge Masato. The Giant versus Going Highway. It's my way on the highway, and I've still got your wrist weight. And Kengo's veteran strap. To be fair, it's meaningless because this guy's got all the arm and body strength. Can he even fit in that car? Or, I mean, what it looks like. I remember when I was a little kid having like a car like that where, you know, you can actually fit in it when you're like, you know, really small. But, you know, my son was like 6 foot tall, so if it is that type of car, he's not going to be able to fit into it. I don't think we got a good weapon here. Oh, never mind. It's decent, but I prefer, you know, like stuff like the buckets, you know? Hell, we could... I mean, is a banana peel a weapon in this game? It might be, because, you know, that would fit in with the trap weapons where you just place it down and they trip over them. Those are the best weapons to have. The weapons where you can lay a trap. Ricky's not very good at using any other weapons. Hit and run! I mean, look at the background here. Are we fighting on the stairway? How the hell are you able to ride around in this toy car? Let alone the fact that you wouldn't be able to fit in it. And you could push it around, I guess. But still, there's not much room to be doing that. Oops. Ah, Diamond Riki. You're a Diamond Riki. Which makes me curious to see what it looks like in Japanese. Yeah. Diamonds. Wait, is it? Diamonds. I was actually looking at my old notes from when I learned a bit of Japanese in an online course at the college. And I was like looking at like, because I'd written out the alphabet in hiragana and katakana back when I was doing that. And I was like, oh yeah, let's try to ingrain in the mind here, katakana. Because for whatever reason, I've never been able to memorize it. I've memorized hiragana perfectly. It's like I can see hiragana and easily recognize it. It's like there's really, like on this screen, for example, there's only, I think this is hiragana, right? This is Ri, I think. But, you know, everything else is like, you know, katakana or kanji characters here. But we know he said diamonds. You know, Diamond Riki. So that's da. That's E. So, would that be ma? Diamond. No, wait. I think that might be ya, actually. Diamando Riki. Diamando Riki. I'm not sure if I got that right or not, but I don't know why. Katakana and hiragana are basically the same thing, they're just the alphabets. But I can never get used to katakana. I don't know why it just throws me off each time. But I was about to begin Rin and Kengo. Have we seen this fight before? Rin might get to the top of the rankings. That'll be a first. Probably not gonna win though. The boss cat, will she become the champion, the ruler? That's a trap weapon. She might have a chance. See, these weapons are OP, man. You really want to get a trap weapon. They may seem inefficient at first, but when you've laid down loads of traps, oh boy, it does a lot. Burn! She might pull it off. Okay, maybe not. You gotta get more balloons on the ground, man. Two and one. She's doing it. Oh, come on, Rin, you can do it. There's 6 on the floor. Oh, Kengo was too cautious at the end there. You know, if we, were to count who has the most health at the end, Rin wins, but, it's a draw. That's very disappointing. No, you're lucky that you were able to dodge 6 balloons at the end there. I call hacks. Kengo is cheating somehow. But I was about to begin Komari and Haruka. We've seen this battle before, haven't we? So let's just see the results. I'm simply doing it this way because, honestly, with my headache right now, I don't want to hear their screaming voices. Their voice actors are too loud. Who wins? And Haruka beat Komari again. So you have some time to kill. What should I do? I should check this. Komari is now a cosmic idiot. Congratulations. Let's actually see how that looks in Japanese. I won't be able to understand it properly. Yeah, Baka. I know that much. That's in katakana as well. It's like some katakana like this right here, ka. Because, I do even see it right here, but this is a kanji character version. It's kind of weird how that works. It's like, okay, you got katakana of a ka. You got hiragana of a ka, which has an additional line over here. And then you got a kanji character that looks like the katakana version of ka. It's kind of weird. Cosmic idiots. I'm not sure how you would read those two kanji characters. We shall wander around and get our asses kicked. Oh, never mind. Why, thank you. We got a gauntlet from Kendo. Or rather, we got a Kendo gauntlet from Kengo. Is that intentional for there to be a play on words? And did I also mention that apparently Kengo and Yukine from Clannad have the same last name? You know what? I'm kind of curious. Well, should I now or? That's great. I'm gonna actually look up their names and see if they share the same kanji characters in their last name, because they share the same last name, but is it the same kanji characters? That's the question. So, a moment. The answer is surprisingly yes, they share the exact same kanji characters in their last name as well. That's interesting. Kengo leaves. Hamal's about to be in Masato and Rin. Well, we've seen them fight a billion times. Let's see if Masato can pull off a win. I mean, he kicked our ass, but, will he go up in the rankings? Nope. Okay, Masato, what title did you get from Rin? Weak despite appearances. Well, that's embarrassing, but it's better being Miyu and Komari. Well, we don't really see Miyu fight that much, and she's been at the bottom here for a while, so let's see if she can pull off a win. Please don't scream, it hurts my head. You cosmic idiots versus the Runninger. Well, we are in the cafeteria. It makes sense to have something to eat. It said inelegant, so it makes me wonder what glasses. I mean, did you put on 3D glasses? It's like, they wouldn't be the most elegant of glasses to wear. Yeah, yeah, folding weapons are kind of shit, though. I don't know what the hell you can do with 3D glasses. Wait, what? So it's actually a disadvantage because it scares her. It's like, oh my god, she looks so freaky in 3D. That's not a weapon, man. That's just breaking, like hitting yourself repeatedly. Yeah, this is what I say. Can you imagine a visual novel like Lil Busters in like a kind of VR where the characters are in, well, basically where you see it all in VR. And that reminded me, I can't remember if it was. I remember on the PSN there was like some visual novel that I think was actually in VR, which is kind of weird. It's not something you'd expect. I have no idea what the story of it is like though, or even what the title of it is, because I can't remember. Remaining calm doesn't help you here, though, because it's doing no damage regardless. It's like, oh my god, that's so scary! Roll getting killed on the 10th page. And we're talking like a picture book here, so there's not really much, text. Well, I guess it's basically just saying, yeah, she's a cat that gets killed off fairly early on. But yeah, at least she isn't the first to get killed off like Masato in that one title he had. But I don't. That's about to be in Kuragaya and Kyousuke. I guess this is kind of an interesting matchup. I think we've seen it before, but why not? Man, we're nearly 20 minutes in to this recording, and we've just been in battles this whole time. Fallen Death God versus Wrapped Up in Too Many Mysteries. Or Wrapped in Too Many Mysteries, same thing. Kuragai, you're insane. Oh, the tape versus tape! Box tape versus sticky tape, which is better? Then that guy that's like kind of a mascot or something for like, what was that one type of tape? I don't know. He's just like, whatever, you probably know what I'm talking about. He just comes in the scene, he's like, I'm here to challenge you two. I'll show you that this is the best tape. They're evenly matched, kind of. The sticky tape is better than the box tape, evidently. Although they both have the same ability, the sticky tape is the only one that has been able to stick so far. What was that? That honestly sounds like a voice she would put on, you know? I can imagine that, because that's Kuraga's personality, really, isn't it? She'd just be like, you know, talking inappropriately around Riki and all that, and just, like, make that kind of moaning noise to make him feel super awkward. Family lives on the far side of the moon. What would be the far side of the moon? I mean, the moon's far away anyway. What part of the moon are we looking at? Phew, I guess is another wonderment. Now it's been cold, it's been the complete opposite, it's winter. Well, no, it's still technically autumn, isn't it? You know, 26th of November, you know, we're closer to winter than the start of autumn. In the evening, he suddenly spoke up. No, I don't think so. It isn't summer yet, never mind the rainy season. Spot a horror shonen manga in Kyousuke's hand. Oh, we're doing that today then. He must be being influenced by that. Kengo stood up without a word and tried to leave the room. Kengo sighed and sat back down where he had just been. Once Kyousuke gets into this state of mind, there's nothing you can say to him. Even if we try to escape, we always end up following him. So what kind of game is it? I think it's out of season. As soon as he explained, Rin, who had been reading manga with a cat on her lap in the corner of the room, tried to silently slip out of the room. He caught her. I don't think you'll face any mortal danger there. Kind of think that she basically hates this kind of thing. She once snuck into the building in the dead of night. I think she was only able to do that because she went there with her cats and got cat food as a reward. Although he's the one who came up with the story, he became uncertain himself. She high-kicked him on the temple. You mean all the Little Busters members? I have a feeling this won't turn out well. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that half the members would be bad with this kind of thing. Well, not necessarily. Well, Kuragaya, Haruka, they'd be perfectly fine. The previous time Miyu acted like she was scared, but maybe she does a bit to an extent, but she trolled Rin the whole time, basically. So I can't tell if she was putting on an act or not. And then I think about, yeah, I guess most of them would be bad for that, I guess, because then you got, like, Komari, I can imagine that, Rin, obviously, Kood, maybe, I don't know. 30 minutes later, the entire Little Boss's team was gathered in the corridor. He stood up in front of the 9 of us. He took out some kind of rolled up cloth. Okay. We opened it and it turned out to be a banner. Why did you have to say it in such a goofy fashion? He got scattered applause. I mean, that would take courage. But at the same time, if you actually were to do something like that, it'd be less about courage and more of, do you have no sense of self-preservation? It's like, if you mess that up, you're gonna fuck up your eye or fuck up your fingers. Second case of someone misleading themselves without an explanation. She raised a hand weakly. It's like, here, she shows she's actually kind of scared. But when I went with Rin, she was just trolling Rin the whole time by saying scary things. I mean, in a way, that doesn't necessarily mean she wasn't scared. That could have been more of a coping mechanism of sorts, I guess, potentially. Looks like she's completely missed the point of this game. I wonder if we'll be able to have a successful event with these people. How do we do that? I kinda get what you're actually after here. Well, are you really going to choose Masato? Oh, he's finally realized. Can't do anything if this goes on. Sorry. Okay. There's that phrase again, Toriaizu. What did he say again? You go first. Toriaizu really does seem like it's kind of a bit broad, you know, it can have maybe different meanings, because, I mean, I guess it could work in that, because I kind of interpret Toriaizu as meaning like something like the equivalent of saying, for now, for the time being. So in this case, he's basically saying, for now, you go first, basically. Who should I get? Why is it highlighting Rin? Did they do that last time as well? Well, we're doing Komari's route, so Komari's number 1. Then Komari-san. Second partner will be... It's highlighting Miu. Is it because I've chosen them before, so it's highlighting them? I don't know. You know, the cliche choice would be Rin, because, you know, they're... Of the, you know, other characters, they seem to be, you know, closest as friends, you know. But I'm gonna actually decide this in a different fashion. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choices. I'm gonna get a random number generator. 2 out of 3 falls. It's like whichever number pops up twice, that's the number we go with. It's like, because there's 5 choices here, I can't really use my spec save this case to the side. So a moment while I get a random number generator going, and we will find out who is the unlucky soul who gets to go to the thing. Well, they all get to, but you know, who's coming with us, basically. So a moment. Well, 2-1, so we're going with Haruka and Komari. Can I go with you, Haruka-san? Yeah, I'll just draw lots for those 2 guys before we go, or I don't think they'll ever be able to decide their partners. I mean, I kind of more or less did the same thing there, you know? It's like, okay, random number generator, you decide. I mean, I chose Komari because, you know, we're going for a rap, but for the other one, that was random. Okay. Man, my throat is sore. The game started. We entered the school building. I just realized I've got 2 of the noisiest characters on the team here. It's like, oh man. It's so dark that we can hardly see our own steps. Turned on the flashlight Kyousuke had given me. Alright, let's move. I speak up to the other members. What's interesting about this is, you know, they've obviously had to write out this scenario from every possible perspective. That must have been a pain in the ass. Like, are you telling me, like, we could be like, okay, Komari and Rin, Komari and Haruka, Komari and Kyousuke, Komari and Kuragaya, Komari and Miu, and then he'd be like, okay, Haruka and Rin, Haruka and Kuragaya, Haruka and Kyousuke, Haruka and Miu. It's like, oh my god, there's just so many options. Because they would all have to have a little bit of unique dialogue based on who they're paired with, surely. Because, you know, it's like in the previous one with Miu and Rin, Miu was kind of just trolling Rin the whole time by saying scary shit. So they do interact during this, so, you know, it's a lot of interactions to write for. My party is pretty lively. What surprised me was that Komari-san looked much less scared than I would have thought. Well, it doesn't feel that scary when we're chatting together like this. When we reach the special classes section, Haruka-san whispered to us. Yeah. You know, now I think about it, Haruka is kind of similar to me in that regard, isn't she? She's gonna probably be doing things like that to, you know, mess with us. Because that's the kind of personality she has as well. I strain my ears. Kinda. Excuse me. Seems to be coming from behind your back, Haruka-san. I'm pretty sure it's a cassette player. Trying to move behind her. Yeah, she's just screwing with us. She quickly turned around. I ran after her back. No, you won't die. What? Are you taking liberties again with the translation there, translators? I didn't hear no bill. Kuros, I'm pretty sure means kill. Which, you know, funny enough, that was, if you saw my Let's Play of Deathmark, which was the last Let's Play I did on this channel before starting this Let's Play here, there was a sign towards like a kind of forest park area, and the way the kanji and kana and all that on the sign were faded, it made it spell out murderer or killed or something like that, which was Kurosu. Kurosu. Kuroskete. Mitenai. Yeah, there's no mention of no bill. I don't know what this kanji character or that kanji character means, but you know, I could probably figure it out in editing, I guess. But she's not saying anything about no bill, no Kill Bill reference here. Yes, but that completely doesn't matter now. I ran around again. She turned around, I turned around. She showed Komari-san her back, though. I'm not sure where you got that, but stop goofing around. But Haruka not goofing around, well, you know. It's like, I can't fully remember the details of her out, but it does get pretty serious. So it's like, when Haruka's not goofing around, that's when, you know, shit is, you know, going down, man. Serious. Just then I got an email from Kyousuke. First target is the science lab, and right now we'll tell the next destination. I see. Science lab. Sure, it's stereotypically a creepy place for him to think of. Well, I'll have to use the flashlight. She said Kuroi, didn't she? Kuro is... Is Kuro black? I guess saying as Kuroi is like it's dark. She nodded her head strongly. Will they be alright? She entered the lab in high spirits. Haruka-san let out an unnatural sounding scream. She must be trying to scare Komari-san. Yeah, Haruka is that one annoying friend who's constantly goofing around. Like, sometimes it's like, yeah, that's you know, funny, but more often than not, you're just like, again? She turned around in surprise. At that moment, you have a sound effect. Well, that was a legit one then. A skeleton sprang out from a locker behind her. It's funny, Komari's the one the least freaked out now. It's the complete opposite of what she planned. Because she was looking at us, she didn't understand what was happening. Say, honey. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. No, horny. Okay, horny. That just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Horny? No, horny. That's whore. All these are whores. No, not that whore. That's how it's pronounced, it's whore. And that's ne. I guess horny is bone. No, because it just sounded like horny. It's like, yes, a bone. She pointed at the locker. She wheeled it out, round. Skeleton had already rewound back into the locker. When she turns around to look at us, well, she turned to face the skeleton and went back in the locker. Yeah, well, I also went to the lab and took a flashlight from her. Well, this really is something you could expect from him. Seemed to be Kyousuke's first trap. There were 3 notes tapped on the back of the skeleton's skull with scotch tape. Now, if it was me who set this up, I would probably, when everyone is gone, I would probably wander into the building to set up more traps. Okay, got it. All the way until the end, she never understood what had happened. That went well, I think. Roxanne seemed to have gotten scared out of her wits. She looks to have terribly low tolerance against this specific type of adversity. She thought she had trap cards, but she got countered. The note told us to go to the music room on the 2nd floor. As we entered, the eerie sound of a piano could be heard. Oh no, it's playing the right of spring chords. I'm not gonna set up my keyboard for that. I actually finally got around to doing some recording for the New Year montage that I make every year. So I recorded music for Project Zero, Made in the Blackwater, and Digimon World Next Door. It's like I'm gonna basically past few years for it. I will have a minimum 2 minutes dedicated to each Let's Play, and 1 music track for that, and then after that, then just have just a bit of everything towards the middle and end of the video. But the point is, so I was playing on a keyboard, right? Because I wanted to incorporate some keyboard playing into one of the tracks. Didn't really come out right because I was trying to do Machine Dramon's theme where it has that kind of where the chords are kind of played really fast. But for whatever reason, my audio interface was a bit screwy with picking up from the keyboard, so some of the notes I was playing weren't even picking up properly, so I played it a little slower and a bit less whatever. But anyways, as I was putting my keyboard away after playing it, I was also, I was enjoying playing keyboard. I don't play keyboards very often, really. I was like, okay, I'll put it back in place. Bam! Knocks my freaking PS4 off its stand. Luckily, it didn't seem to do any real damage, but that was super annoying because it didn't land right on the floor. Because I guess there was something to cushion its fall, but still, that was damn it, man! And I strained my back trying to freaking untangle the damn wires. Well, wires, leads, stuff like that. Super annoying. I can't tell from her reaction if she's amused or scared. It's just a cassette player. I mean, she used one. I took the next note that was attached to the lid of the piano. I wonder if anyone nowadays, aside from people who grew up with it, would even know how to use a cassette player. The third destination was the art classroom. The First thing that caught our eyes when we opened the door was, the eyes of the British bust were shining. Thump. Komari-san. She claps. I'm still not sure if she's enjoying herself or if she's scared. Maybe a bit of both. It's just thumbtacks pushed into its eyes. Ooh, can you imagine having thumbtacks in your eyes? Ooh, hell no. The fourth destination was Kyousuke's classroom. I think Kyousuke's done something to his desk. Looked around for his desk. Found it. Fished another note out of his desk. Drip. Drip. Drops of red liquid were dripping onto the desk. Looking up, I saw a person's hand hanging from the ceiling. She passed out yet again. I still can't tell if she's fearless or not. Now, I think she was generally scared at points, but I mean, maybe, you know, like with Miu, it's a coping mechanism. Anyway, we've got what we needed, so let's get out of here quickly. I took their hands and ran for their exit as fast as I could. But then when you grabbed the hands, you grabbed the severed hand of the blood. Sort of. Well, Komari-san didn't make it to the finishing line. You know, aside from, you know, disused hospitals that are abandoned, that probably would, you know, you wouldn't be allowed to, you know, go there because it'd be trespassing, but people would go there anyway, I guess. You know, aside from that, you're really not going to have that kind of option unless, I mean, you're not exactly going to convince, like, an entire hospital is like, can we use your hospital for our little kind of scary test of courage things? Like, fuck off, no! I don't really think she's been hiding such a magnificent acting talent. That's when his team finally arrived. Though they had started before Kenga's team, they arrived after them. I wish they would tell us what team they ended up going with. They don't really hint at it or anything. You look pale, Kyousuke. What? So that charm is holding is... How's that not to think about it?